I would have had nothing to offer except, man, we really got to lose some weight. This isn't good. We're miserable. That's all I'd have. That's literally all I've had.
So Tom had a conversation with a friend earlier today, and he was telling me about it, and I thought it was worth sharing with all of you.
It is. And hello, greetings. I always like to be a smartass
Hello.
and say hello.
As if I'm
not
friendly.
to y'all, but to torment her.
Thanks.
That's what we do.
Thanks.
Anyway, you either love us or you hate us. Nah, you love us. Anyway, unless you're a vegan, you might hate us, but you know.
Maybe you're a vegan who's educating yourself about other options.
And growing and maturing.
Very good.
Yeah, because you're sick of the oxalates and all the other things. What is it? The
lectins?
Not lectins. Or was it cyanide? The cyanide in the plants, like
sick
almonds.
Of cyanide.
I listened to Dr.
We should do a video called "Sick of Cyanide."
No, I was listening to Dr. Chafee today, and he was talking about almonds in particular. He remembers sitting down eating a half a pound of almonds before he knew about it. And he said a pound is enough to kill you with the amount of cyanide in it. I was like, whoa. Anyway, so a buddy of mine called, and we were talking about health stuff, and we've been knowing each other since we were kids, and we both have struggled with weight our whole life. And he's got a couple issues that are a pretty rough situation that are completely fixable with carnivore. And I've talked to him about carnivore, but I have not pushed the issue until today. And then I talked enough that he's going to think about it. So we're going to start sending him some clips of, like Dr. Chafee and Dr. Baker and, all the people. And I told him, I want him to get a little educated so he can talk to his wife informed. She leans towards, the vegetarian side. She's a meat eater, but she comes from the plant-based mindset, which is fine. But I just know this will stop every problem he has in his tracks. And I told him what was going to happen to some of his body parts if he doesn't
turn it around.
And I'm careful what I say just in case it get back around. So, it's very unlikely that I just don't want to expose my friend personally by giving details of what his problems are. But anyway,
I support that.
Just I love the boy with all my heart. And it's like, I get real passionate. I try to, people, they open the door and I can't stop talking. And I'm like, oh my God, we already have enough problems. When we get together, we run people over. If we don't, we've had to practice not to, how we banter on here. When we get in a crowd, we've got to watch ourselves. And so we've gotten better about that. But it's like, that's what starts coming out of me without bouncing off of the extreme extrovert here. So I'm the ambivert of the bunch. And I just can't stop. But there's just so many health things that can be fixed. And so when you start learning stuff, in this last year, or before I started carnivore, I should say this last year, it'd be 8 months, February 5th. I didn't know what metabolic health was. I didn't understand diabetes. I always feel like I say that wrong.
Diabetes.
I don't know. Thank you. That's right. Diabetes. It sounds right coming out of my mouth now. And I didn't get what that meant. And that basically diabetes is a freaking death sentence. It's not something to be played with. It's not something to be ignored. And what the doctor's standard protocol of, all the statins, well, that's cholesterol, metformin and insulin and plant-based diet, they would say, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it's like a carnivore diet fixes it, not just change, it fixes it, reverses it. And it's just, once you learn something, you got to say it. You got to be responsible to the people you care about. I have another friend too, haven't known him near as long, but we've been talking, on and off for a few years about our weight and our struggles and stuff. And finally, I hadn't seen him for a while, and I came in to where he works, and I'm down 100 pounds at that point. And he's like, oh, he was interested. So we talked, and then we've been talking regularly since, for a few weeks now. And he started, and he already feels better, had some dramatic changes fast, like in just a couple of days. But he was like, I got to admit, buddy, when you told me all this and sent me all those videos, and I asked him if I could, because I don't want to just jam it down someone's throat. He was like, I thought it was crazy. And he said, but I got my attention. He's going to start, writing things down. and kind of keeping track, which I think is good. I'm not that way. I wish I was, because I'd have more details.
And I am that way, but I had no idea the changes would be so big,
No,
or I would
you'd have done it on my behalf, knowing
I
you.
would have loved to have a better record, because I
But-
don't remember the first few months.
But it's such
anymore.
a freaking game changer. This will change your life. It will save you. I mean, it sounds like some crazy Ponzi scheme or something, or
join our MLM.
Yeah,
MLM.
yeah. And it's just, when you have something that has altered your life forever, and you've never followed through on anything in your life, being me.
Mm-hmm.
For this breathing, I have kept breathing. A couple times got the wind knocked out of me.
Or when you were sleeping and you used to snore so badly and have sleep apnea,
I still
you'd stop
breathe,
then.
but I still kept going, just paused.
For
a few seconds.
19 seconds at a time.
Well, that's gone too. That went fast too.
Thank God. It did.
It's
right
just
away.
I don't know.
So I have a question.
It sounds crazy, but you can hear this, and you can just listen to so many of the other people, and it's the same stories, and it's all
like
true.
Immerse yourself and consider it. So I have a question.
Okay.
If this same friend had called you a year ago,
right,
how would you have responded to his health concerns?
Man, dude, we need to get in the gym, and we need to lose some weight, and we'll feel better. That's all I knew. I figured if you lose weight, you feel better. Well, that's true to a degree, but there's a lot more to this, and it's very simple in sense too. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of nuances with carnivore and how you approach it, I suppose. But I would have had nothing to offer except, man, we really got to lose some weight. This isn't good. We're miserable. That's all I'd have. That's literally all I've had. Unless it was like, maybe if we did some Ozempic, or we did something this or that, or it as opposed to changing what you eat and stopping the shit in your diet and eating good stuff. Who would have? I'm still just mind blown.
I'm a little blown away
what?
At the health knowledge that you have. Like, just how much you've absorbed. I'm not saying you're a doctor. I'm just saying you've really learned and educated yourself, especially coming from a place where you didn't understand any of these terms.
Give
and
me
you
some
didn't...
donuts and pancakes, and let's have a bunch of tequila. And
right. Like, and no concern for the future. Like, there was no connection.
I was just connected with that. If I lost weight, my body always was good to me. Well, you can only destroy it so much, and I think I caught it before it tipped the scale.
I think you did.
I think another year on the course I was on, it would have tremendously shortened my life and made it very, very, very miserable for what was left.
The quality of life would have been
way down.
Way down.
I mean, it was already trash.
It was going.
It was trash.
Well, compared to how good you feel now, I see how miserable you were.
It was trash.
I had no idea.
I know I've said it's trash. It was bad.
Was it trash?
It was painful.
But was it trash?
It was trashed.
Okay. So
anyway,
help your friends.
Share,
tell them
when you're healing,
getting relief.
Share.
Yeah, you have to. You don't have to.
It's a good idea.
You're gonna feel like you have to.
You might have to word it different to different people and how you approach it, and be a good navigator if possible, just to be bold and be wise enough to be considerate and timing, but be bold enough to not pass on saying something it
could save their life.
Nobody had this to share with me. I don't know if I'd have listened, but I might have, because it was new and different, and I just caught it on my own. And and now here we are doing this, and some people watch this, and we're glad you guys are here, and hope it helps some in your journey. Peace.